Welcome to Discover Daily by Perplexity, an AI-generated show on tech, science, and culture. I'm Alex.
And I'm Sophie. Today, we're looking back at the early days of Pixar, where one pioneering computer scientist stood up to Steve Jobs in a tense boardroom scene. But first, two major developments in the worlds of finance and neuroscience.
If you're one of the nearly 3 billion Mastercard holders, you may have noticed that the magnetic strips on the cards are being phased out. Mastercard announced this back in 2021 and will complete the phase-out by 2033. This marks the end of an era for a technology that's been around since the 1960s. Magnetic strips, once revolutionary, have become increasingly vulnerable to fraud. Hackers can easily skim data from these strips, leading to unauthorized purchases. In 2013, this caused a major target data breach where 40 million customers had their card information exposed. These security concerns have led to the wider adoption of EMV chip technology, which was introduced in the 1990s. The EMV chip standard was created by Europay, Mastercard, and Visa. The chips generate unique transaction codes for each purchase, making them significantly harder to counterfeit cards or steal card data. Mastercard's transition will significantly and necessarily impact various sectors of the payment ecosystem. Mastercard holds nearly 40% of the total credit card market value in the United States, with consumers charging $2.6 trillion in 2023. Businesses of all sizes will need to upgrade their point-of-sale systems, while the transportation industry shifts towards digital and contactless options. Meanwhile, financial institutions must overhaul their card issuance and processing systems. Other credit card companies are likely to follow Mastercard's lead, though no formal announcements have been made from Visa, Discover, or American Express. Now, in neuroscience news, a new study has revealed that our brains make 3 distinct copies of every memory we make. The research, published in the journal Science from the University of Basel, used advanced imaging techniques to observe memory formation in the hippocampus, a key brain region for memory and learning from experience. The study found that different groups of neurons, which develop at various stages during embryonic growth, store these memory copies. Each copy serves a unique purpose. Early-born neurons create a long-lasting copy that strengthens over time. Initially too weak to access, it becomes stronger as time passes. These neurons are responsible for long-term memory persistence and are more difficult to change. Late-born neurons form a strong initial copy or memory that fades quickly over time. These memories are more easily rewritten or modified. And then, intermediate neurons produce a more stable copy that remains consistent over time. This triplicate system of early-born, late-born, and intermediate neurons ensures memory persistence and flexibility. When recalling recent events, late-born neurons are activated, allowing new information to be integrated into the original memory, while remembering distant events activates early-born neurons to retrieve a more fixed version. This dynamic structure demonstrates the brain's remarkable storage capacity and plasticity, offering insights into why some memories strengthen over time while others fade. The implications of this research are far-reaching. It could lead to new approaches for treating memory disorders like Alzheimer's disease or developing therapies to soften intrusive memories from PTSD.
Thanks, Alex. Today's story is about a computer animation pioneer you may not know much about, Alvy Ray Smith, and a tense showdown between him and Steve Jobs. Smith joined Lucasfilm's computer division in 1979 alongside Ed Catmull. Their work laid the foundation for what would become Pixar, which he co-founded. Smith's technical expertise was instrumental in developing the computer animation technology that would revolutionize the film industry. But in those early days, Pixar was dominated by Steve Jobs. In Walter Isaacson's biography of Jobs, he describes his intense and often confrontational management style, which clashed frequently with Smith. Their relationship was marked by heated arguments, with Smith recalling how Jobs would use bully tactics and even mock his Southwestern accent during disagreements. This tension came to a head in the infamous Pixar whiteboard incident of 1990. During a board meeting, Jobs was berating Pixar executives for production delays. But Smith, in a defiant move, attempted to write on the whiteboard, an action Jobs vehemently opposed. Jobs was strangely possessive over the whiteboard in all meetings. "You can't do that," Jobs shouted. Smith retorted, "I can't write on your whiteboard? Bullshit." The confrontation escalated into a face-to-face shouting match with both men just inches apart. For Smith, this was the final straw. He left Pixar in 1991, going on to found Altamira Software, which was later acquired by Microsoft. At Microsoft, Smith became the first graphics fellow, continuing his pioneering work in computer graphics. He created the first full-color paint program and co-invented the alpha channel for seamless image compositing. His innovations in color models and digital paint systems were recognized with 2 Technical Academy Awards and paved the way for modern image editing software like Photoshop. Smith's groundbreaking work in image processing and machine vision has significantly influenced how computers interpret visual information, forming the basis for many of today's advanced imaging technologies. Jobs, meanwhile, continued to lead Pixar through its transformation into an animation powerhouse. The company went on to produce groundbreaking films like Toy Story and was eventually acquired by Disney for $7.4 billion in 2006. Today, Pixar continues to be a major force in animation, though it faces new challenges. Recent layoffs and box office disappointments have led some, including Smith, to warn about the Disneyfication of the studio. As for Alvy Ray Smith, while his role in Pixar's legacy was overshadowed by Jobs' larger-than-life persona, his contributions to computer graphics and animation continue to shape the industry.
That's it for today. Thanks for tuning in to Discover Daily by Perplexity. If you enjoyed the show, please subscribe on your favorite platform. For more information on today's stories, including sources and additional details, please see the episode description. We'll be back here tomorrow with more stories to keep you informed and inspired. Until then, stay curious.